Hey everyone, Aaron I here. This is the Friday Vidcast. Thank you for taking the time to check it out. First off, just a little note of apology. Obviously I got tagged with that stupid DM Twitter direct message virus thing yesterday, and so I sent some of you some pretty interesting messages, I guess, and my apologies. I'm not sure what really happened there, but it happens to the best of us. Aside from that, it is now this is the last Friday in October, and we are closing in on November, in which I will turn the ripe young age of 35. I'm very excited because I don't mind, as my friend Steve Espinoza at Steve McStud on Twitter told me, I'm half dead now. And so if you would care to send him a message, that would be awesome. But besides that, it's really just awesome to see how far things have come. You know, this starting November is going to be starting the month of November is the 1-year anniversary of when I started really getting involved in blogging, being on Twitter. A lot of that, This Is Aaron's Life in particular, really came to life then. And so I'm excited. This is a very exciting time to think that I've put effort into something consistently for a year and had a moderate level of success. I don't gauge success by followers or any of that, but I have a community of people that I love to interact with. And I continually meet new people and get the chance to learn from them. And maybe if you know, the clouds split and God shines us, and they even learn from me a little bit, and I can offer a little bit of help here and there. And I think it's rad. There's something to be said for consistency and continue to put effort into trying to do what you love. And this is what I love to do. I love to design. I love to work on strategy. I love to do the blog, all that stuff. Engage with people on Twitter. It's just what I love to do. Maybe it's just part of my makeup and who I am. So that's really exciting. For the Friday Vidcast this week, I want to talk about just a real, gentle-hearted, maybe a holiday message, which could really easily be summed up in get over yourself, which is probably not the gentlest message you were thinking. But as I think about it in things I've heard lately, just a little bit of chatter here and there from the design community, from just working at an in-house, you hear about different things, and in my own personal experience, especially lately, I think that we're really missing the boat in how we interact with our clients. Okay, and before I go and say any of this, I would like to put a disclaimer out there that I do understand what it's like to have clients. Besides working at a company that runs because it has clients, I also work independently and work on side projects work, and I have my own set of clients. And so, having clients, I definitely understand that it can be very frustrating. A lot of times they may or may not understand. But the more I've been listening to the chatter on Twitter and maybe some of the things about the office, kind of laughing about different things that we've experienced with clients, everybody has a story. Everybody has a story about a client that was frustrating, or can you believe they asked for this or that, or make my logo bigger, or they didn't provide this and that. So with all that said, I think it's time we got over ourselves. I think it's time that we really start looking at what we do. I talked about this on the idea of rethinking design, but we don't just offer design. Okay, design isn't just a website or a business card or some branding and letterhead elements and things like that. Yes, there is a visual design component to those things, but design answers questions and solves problems. Okay, and in that, getting that information out of a client can be very difficult. Answering the right questions, really finding out what their real questions are, and see, that's why we have the design community. That's why web design and design has grown as popular as it has. That there's actually conferences about it, books written about it. A good portion of Twitter is alive, due to the design community. So, I mean, we need our clients, okay? And I think we're getting the wrong idea when we're like, oh, my clients are horrible, they do this or that, or I only have a couple good clients, some of them are so frustrating, I deal with this and that. Hey, hands down, there's going to be frustrating times. But I think that's because we have relationships with our clients. And if you know anything about relationships, you know that it's not always a bed of roses. There's hard times, there's misunderstanding, communication doesn't always happen right. But really, they don't understand. That's why they're coming to us. That's why they're looking to us to provide a design service for them. It's because they don't get it. And yet so much I hear us talk about, and I'm totally guilty of this myself, talking about them like they should totally get it. And we always say, man, they just don't get it, or, oh, my client has this trade, or I just don't get it. Well, of course they don't get it, because they're not designers, they're not creatives, they're not strategists, they're not information architects. They're none of these things. That's why they're coming to us to do this for them. And so, yes, there's lines to be drawn. There's education that needs to happen. There's a lot of things. But we got to get over ourselves. I've got to get over myself. As a design community, we will get more clients. We will have a much easier time getting through our projects if we just learn to get over ourselves. When the client doesn't give you the stuff in the right file, or there's miscommunication, or there's deadline issues, or budget concerns, or oh, we're doing this now. No, wait, no, let's do that. Yes, you have. That's why you draw contracts. That's why you do a lot of the things that you do to set a certain amount of guidelines. But once you've done that, when you're within those guidelines, if I went to your restaurant and ordered food, and then you walked away, and when you came back, said, you know what, man, I'm really sorry, but I didn't want that lasagna. I was hoping more for like this shrimp pasta, maybe some angel hair. And you're like, oh, don't you know what you want? First you wanted this, and then you want that. You don't like that it feels like this, or you maybe feel like you want that more. Would I ever come back to your restaurant? I don't know. It's the people who, most servers, if they're smart, say, hey, no problem. Let me take that back and get you what you need. Why? Because they want you to come back. They want a good tip at the end, and they want return service. And web design isn't just about banging out one-off websites. It's about residual income. We're starting to build productized websites. We need to start understanding that, especially in an economy that's all wonky and up and down and all over the place, that there is going to be a need for residual income. I've always talked about that, the bread and butter income. We need to start getting over ourselves and stop thinking that because we're the designer and we have the training, yes, maybe we totally do know. And maybe we know better than, more better than they will in a million years. But they're not designers, so what credit is that? That there's no credit to knowing more of something than someone else when that's not even their field of expertise. Okay, that should be even more so garnering a level of patience and education from us towards our clients. And I say this because I dealt with this personally this week and realized that after the fact, and everything worked out great. I'm excited to be working with a new client that hopefully I can show some work for here pretty quick. And it's a really neat project. And in dealing with them and trying to talk to them about certain aspects of things and talking about needs, I realized they just don't understand. They honestly, some may not understand certain things. And I can either be, well, I'm the designer, so you just have to listen to me. Or I can educate them about the process as much as is palatable to them to help them understand a little bit better. I can nurture that client. I guarantee that I take the time to do those things, and it may not work every time, but I've got a higher chance for success of keeping that client on an ongoing basis. So a little bit of a rant today, but that's okay. A little holiday cheer, get over yourself. I'm going to get over myself and try to be a little more helpful to my clients, even if they're bugging the crap out of me, even if I feel like, dude, I can't wait for this to be done. I'm not even going to take a residual contract with them because it's so frustrating. But I'm telling you, slow down, get over yourself. You can be less of the problem. Let the problem be on something else. So that's the Friday Vidcast. I hope everyone has a great and safe Halloween weekend. Make sure to enjoy your family and, I don't know, just have a great time. So we'll see you next week.